this very wet Friday here in the UK, we have a coffee. Now, when I was younger, a little bit of trivia sort of thing for you. Not really trivia. I couldn't drink tea or coffee without being very sweet. I say it's very sweet, maybe like 3 sugars or something like that. Now, I've messed up here, so we had a little bit of sugar left in the sugar tin or sugar canister, and I got a little bit and put it in my cup. I then went to the shop because when everyone else is up and about, they're going to want a coffee or a tea or whatever. So I was right, I'll go to the shop and get a bag of sugar. It's gone up to £1.10, that's bloody bonkers. Come back, open the bag, put a spoon of sugar in. Just gone to have a drink now. I'm like, oh my god. I already had like just under 1 spoon already in there. And now I've got another spoon in there. And that is not nice for me. It's too sweet. I've got just under 2 spoons of sugar in it. Anyway, moving along. Now we've had our little sugar rant. Today we're going to continue the TV and movie review theme that I've been doing on and off on here for a little bit now. And I don't know if many of you have watched this. I wouldn't have done if I'd not got the app recently. So I own no Apple devices at all. I have no interest in iPhones, etc. I used to have an iPad years ago, before like Samsung tablets came out and stuff. But there's a series of, so we was watching Gogglebox, me and the missus, and over the last few weeks they've shown a couple of episodes of something called Bad Sisters, and it looks really good, like really fun. So we looked where you could watch it, and it's on Apple TV. So that's a big crap. We don't have Apple TV. So I had a little look at Apple TV, and there's like, okay, it's $4.99 a month. First 7 days are free, I believe. So let's get it then for the month, and after about 5 weeks it'll work out. Give it a watch. Once I got the app, I was like, wow, there's a lot of decent stuff on there I'd never heard of. There's something with Jason Momoa. There's 3 seasons of it called C. There's what else is on there? There's a few different bits and pieces I like the look of. There's the Hugh McGregor Charlie Boorman special that they did, Long Way Up. Me and my wife are big fans of the first 2 series, Long Way Around, Long Way Down, and they did Long Way Up a couple of years ago. That's on there. Where they ride motorbikes through South America, I believe, to America, something like that. Start off in Argentina and end up in like Florida or California or LA, somewhere like that. Yes, there's a lot of good stuff on there. And then there's one I had heard of, because on TikTok I follow some movie reviewers and TV show reviewers. A little bit ago, somebody was talking about a series. I was like, that sounds great. And this series is actually on Apple TV, and I ended up watching it in like two or 3 days, I believe. Probably 2 days. It's only 6 episodes long. It's based on a true story, and it's a crazy story. The TV show is called Blackbird, and I'll tell you about it now. There will be spoilers in this, so if you want to watch it, then don't listen to this any further. If you've already seen it, let me know your thoughts. So, Blackbird centres around Jimmy Keane. Let me just mute my other phone. Bear with me, guys. We don't want it going off. Yeah, it's centred around Jimmy Keane, who is played by what was that show? That film called? Oh, flipping! I was talking to my daughter about it yesterday. The sleazy way, like he moves big amounts of product, etc., etc. The show starts really well. It grabs you by your balls and won't let go. Sorry about that phrase. But he goes to buy some drugs off a bloke. I just do a deal with him. And it turns out his mate has been dipping into the drugs or something like that, like ripping them both off. So the bloke who he's gone to meet has his friend tied up in a back room and points a shotgun at him, and he's going to kill him. Until Jimmy agrees that the bloke can keep the drugs and the money to save his friend's life. Anyway, fast forward like 10 minutes and he's just slept with a lady, and it's the next morning. He's in his nice big house. The police raid it, arrest him, and he thinks, okay, my lawyer will get me off. I've got a good, well-paid lawyer, and he'll just be like, slap on the wrist. At worst, he's told he might get 3 years, and if he does, behaves, he can be out like in 12 months. The judge gives him 10 years. He's like, I've been screwed here. I've been done in. What the hell is going on? So he ends up, well, a lady, a female police officer and a bloke come to him and say, look, we're prepared to do a deal. He's like, what's the deal? He said, if you agree to go into a different prison and get a confession from a inmate, then your sentence will be squashed. Now, the prisoner in question is played by, I've got to get his name up, bear with me, Paul Walter Hauser. The name might not mean anything to you, possibly. I have known about this bloke for about 4 years or so now, and that goes back to, let me tell you what I first seen him in. It was an MMA program. Bear with me. Which I can't find for some bloody reason. It's got to be on here somewhere. He was in like 3 series of it. It was a TV show with Frank Grillo. Kingdom, there we go, Kingdom with Frank Grillo, one of the Jonas Brothers, and another bloke who I've seen in a lot of stuff. He was also in Richard Jewell, I think it's a Clint Eastwood movie. Where is it? What was he doing now? He was like a big get together in America, and he found a bomb that saved a lot of lives, but at the time they believed he was involved in it, something like that. So, yeah, he's a really good actor, and he plays the inmate that Taron Egerton, Jimmy Keane, is sent in to get a confession from. So we see, what's it called in the programme? Larry. Larry's the inmate. I'll keep saying his actor name. His name in the programme is Larry. We see him being interviewed early on by Greg Kinnear and this female police officer in connection with some murders of some young women, stroke girls. And the local police officer's like, he'll admit to it. He admits to everything. And he openly admits to it. He's like, yeah, I did this, I did that, da, 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 da. But then in the next breath, he's like, yep, it's just stories. They're just my dreams, etc., etc. Like, he admits to stuff apparently, and he doesn't actually mean it. Bear with me. So they're unsure what to believe at this point. Like, has he really done it? Hasn't he done it? And they need the evidence, etc., etc. He gets sent down for these murders, but there is a chance of a what do they call it? Where you can take it back to court, and they might throw it out, sort of thing. And he does that. Well, he thinks he's going to be able to do that. And all the way through the series, like he's very close guarded against Jimmy Keane, Taron Egerton. Like he doesn't open up to him early on. He doesn't want to be his friend early on. Jimmy has to start taking antidepressants and stuff because all the inmates on this ward that he's on have they have to take medication. So he has to be seen to fit in by taking the medication, which obviously, considering he doesn't need it, messes him up a bit. But yeah, the series overall, I don't want to tell you how it ends because that would really spoil things. For about 3 or 4 episodes, you're like, did he do it? Didn't he do it? Was somebody else involved in these murders? And there's 1 or 2 good twists in the programme. Ray Liotta is in this. He plays Jimmy's dad, a former police officer. And because Jimmy's undercover, he's a prisoner, and if he doesn't do this, he'll stay in prison. But he's undercover in the respect of he's there to get confession, etc., etc. And his dad being a copper, that's not a good thing in or a former copper. That is not a good thing in a prison. If you're in there and a relative of yours is a police officer or former police officer, that could go really bad for you. So his dad wants to see his son, and I think the guard's like, no, you can't, it's not visiting over. And he plays the cop card, I'm a former police officer, etc. He gets in there to see his son, but in the process he's basically revealed that Jimmy, his dad's a copper. That's not good. And on top of all this, one of the prison guards, he finds out that Jimmy's got some money, obviously it comes from money and whatnot, because he's in there not as a drug baron or drug dealer, he's in there as a gun runner. That's what he says on his rap sheet. Then you have this guard starts putting pressure on him because the guard's got himself into debt with some debt collectors or gambling people. And he starts saying, look, I'll make your life easier, but I need some money. And Jimmy can't get his hands on this money. His dad then has a stroke, which puts more pressure on Jimmy to obviously get out of there. And like I say, his dad's played, but I don't know if this is the last thing that Ray Liotta recorded, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, we obviously lost Ray Liotta not so long ago. So this would be one of the last things I guess that he made before he died. But yeah, the role that Taron Egerton plays in this is great. Before this, I'd only really seen him in The Kingsman 1 and 2. Not a fan of the second one, that's bloody terrible. First one was good though. It was different. And yeah, like the Larry character played by Paul Houseman, is it I said? He plays that part really well also. Would I recommend this programme? Yes, I would. There are a couple bits in it where it dies off a little bit. Like, there's 1 or 2, maybe 10-minute sections where you're like, come on, speed up a bit again, let's get going. We don't need the slack here, we need to keep going. So them couple of little bits are a bit frustrating, but other than that, this is a great programme. The fact that it's based on a true story is really messed up. And by the end of it, you see that, Jimmy Keane, the bloke, would have been really in a bad position and a bad mental state. By the time he got out of this situation, he's in there with killers and nutters, and it's like a riot at one point in the prison. And the Larry, the serial killer, or is he a serial killer? That's the question. He says it's the quiet before the stop, quiet riot, I think he says. It's a phrase he uses, and Jim says, what do you mean? He says that it goes all quiet before there's trouble, basically. And then you see it kicking off. Jimmy stays in his cell, and a lot of guards are just messed up. I think a few of them are killed, next is the right mess. What the prisoners do to them. But yeah, it's really good, this show, guys. The backstory to Larry, the inmate who's accused of the murders, is really good. You find out that his dad was a grave digger, and he used to have his son go into the graves after people had recently been buried out the day before. He'd have his son Larry open up the coffins and take out any jewellery off the dead and any valuables, and then his dad would keep the valuables. So maybe that played a part in him being a little bit messed up. I don't know. But yeah, give it a go, guys. If you have Apple TV, give it a watch. Blackbird, really good show. Out of 10, I'd give it a 7.5. 7. I'd give it a 7, and that's pretty good going. Obviously, a 10 being, for me, probably The Sopranos and Breaking Bad. So 7 is a good score for a 6-part series where there's not going to be any more of it. I'm currently watching Good Morning something. What the hell's it called now? Good Morning. The Morning Show. I think that's what it's called. With Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. That is also on Apple TV. So I've been giving that a go. It's quite good. I'm about 3 episodes in. Steve Carell is also in that. He plays a disgraced TV show presenter, morning show presenter. Jennifer Aniston plays his colleague, and Reese Witherspoon, a lady who's taking Steve Carell's place on the show. It's pretty good so far. Anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you all again very soon. Let me know your thoughts on Blackbird if you've seen it, or anything else you think I should give a go and review.